Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful people, welcome to the 97 Republic YouTube channel, where I react to news and live events of different sports. So I kindly ask that you hit the like button and the subscribe button, as that will really help this channel grow. And to ensure you don't skip a beat, click the notification bell as well. That way you can guarantee that you don't miss any of the action. Alright, so let's go. What is next for Cannonier inside of the UFC middleweight division with regards to potential matchups, potential opponents following his victory over Gregory Rodrigues at UFC Fight Night Cannonier versus Rodrigues? Now, if ever there was a fight that served as a testament to Cannonier's career inside of the UFC, especially regarding the middleweight division, it is probably this fight. Now, if you haven't watched the fight, I would strongly suggest and urge you to watch this fight, because it was a spectacle from the get-go, where in the first round, Gregory Rodrigues, being built like the Golden State Bridge, a massive figure, started off like a house on fire and basically delivered blow after blow, blasted Cannonier's doors wide open, cracked his windows, and managed to knock him down not once but twice within the first round alone. Obviously possessing an incredible amount of horsepower in those hands and those fat mitts, and basically it looked over for Cannonier not only once but twice. But then in typical Cannonier fashion, Jared survived and didn't get knocked out, didn't get the fight stopped, and in the second round he bounced back, fighting the fight on his terms, initiating striking exchanges, basically swinging the momentum of the fight in his favor. And then round number 3 started, and it looked like a mirror image of round number 1, where it looked like Gregory Rodrigues is now taking over once again and fought similarly to round number 1. But in the end of the third round, the latter stage of the third round, Cannonier managed to deliver a devastating elbow to Gregory Rodrigues' face, knocked him down, and almost ended up winning the fight at the end of the third round. But then Gregory this time escaped and basically survived, and it was to no avail. Seeing that in the fourth round, in the starting seconds of the fourth round, Gregory basically got knocked out. Just showcasing Cannonier's durability, his toughness, resilience, extreme cardio, just how good Cannonier really is and has been throughout his career inside of the middleweight division. It looks like you would probably need a hammer, a full-blown sledgehammer, to be able to knock out Cannonier flush. And if Gregory Rodrigues wasn't able to knock out Cannonier flush, don't think a lot of people would be able to achieve that status of being Cannonier's knockout. But with regards to Cannonier, and with regards to looking forward, he finds himself at a very peculiar spot in the middleweight division, where he has clearly separated himself from the norm, where he serves as a really good middleweight fighter, right? One of the best in the world. But oddly, he's in the middle, where he's clearly better than most, but not as good as the best. If we look at guys ranked above him, so Cannonier is currently ranked 7. So we have 6 guys above him, and then including the champion, which is Rodrigues. Out of those 6 guys that is ranked above Cannonier, I will list them and give you the result whether Jared fought them or not. So first off, at number 6, we have Caio Baralho. Jared has fought Caio and has ended up losing. Then at number 5, we have, cannot remember who's at number 5. Robert Whittaker. There we go. Jared has fought Robert and he's lost. And at number 4, we have Izzy. Cannonier has fought Izzy and ended up losing. At number 3, we have Hamzat. Jared and Hamzat has yet to fight one another inside of the UFC. At number 2 right now, we have Sean Strickland. Jared has fought Sean Strickland and won, even though very controversial. Some people might argue the fact that Jared lost against Sean Strickland. A lot of people. But for the sake of the result, let's say Jared Cannonier beat Sean Strickland, because that is what the record says and suggests. And then at number one we have Nasruddin Imavov, who Jared lost to via some somewhat controversial TKO. So a lot of guys, with regards to the top five, that Jared Cannonier has actually fought inside of the division, and he has lost to every one of them, apart from Sean Strickland. So when looking at potential matchups, if we look at guys that are ranked higher than Jared Cannonier, who is he supposed to face? Seeing that Hamzat is basically taken, and Hamzat will do the dance with Rodrigues, and assuming that there's no way that Jared will be able to face Imavov, seeing that Imavov has somewhat solidified himself as either being the next number one contender or fighting for the next number one contender spot. So that basically leaves out Hamzat and leaves out Imavov. And safe to assume we could probably leave out Killa Gorilla as well, seeing that Jared actually fought Kyle before fighting Gregory Rodrigues and ended up losing and was somewhat dominated in that fight. So we can take Kyle out of it. So we basically left with Sean Strickland, who I feel like I'll speak on it a little bit later. So we basically are left with Sean Strickland, Robert Whittaker, and Israel Adesanya. And I'd assume if we look at people ranked higher than Jared, those are the potential matchups. But it is not far-fetched to suggest that Jared will basically serve as a certain type of gatekeeper, when usually, as I previously mentioned, you either find the gatekeeper at the bottom of the rankings, either being number 15 or somewhat in that area, or you'd find them at the top, where it serves as two different gates, right? So obviously the one being the gatekeeper for the rankings of the division, and the other one serving as the gatekeeper for the champion. Well, if you look at Robert Whittaker and if you look at Max Holloway, they both served as gatekeepers for the champions of that division, being Izzy and Volk. Where if you manage to either beat Rob or beat Max, you could face the champion of that division. But if you couldn't beat either Max or Rob at the time, then you would not be able to beat Izzy or Volk either. But it feels like Jared's going to take on a new role of gatekeeper and basically have a new description, a new job description with regards to the UFC, where Jared's basically going to serve as the gatekeeper and protect the gate of being good, or rather being great. Let's say great, where if you manage to fight Jared Cannonier, if you're ranked below him, like if you are the Bo Nichols of the world, or let's say the Brendan Allens of the world, or even the Roman Kopolovs, right? If you rank below Jared Cannonier, then you should basically fight Jared. And if you manage to beat him, you get to enter the gate and go through the gate of basically going to the top half of the middleweight division. Where if you are unable to beat Jared Cannonier, you should probably stay at the bottom half of the middleweight rank. See that Jared basically finds himself smack dab in the middle of the middleweight division. The middle of the middleweight division, and as if it is destined, finds himself at number 7. So whoever loses against him stays below 7. Whoever beats him goes up to wherever. And I can see Jared Cannonier possibly facing Bo Nickel or possibly facing Roman Kopylov. I don't think we are far from a Roman Kopylov versus Jared Cannonier fight, seeing that stylistically it will make a lot of sense. Both men predominantly strikers, being really good strikers. Roman Kopylov being extremely durable. Jared Cannonier being extremely durable. The amount of activity with regards to Roman Kopylov inside of the UFC, I think it would be an intriguing matchup. But it makes more sense to have Jared fight people below him rather than people ranked above him, seeing that we've already seen how it plays out. Now I'm not saying Jared wouldn't be able to beat one of those guys if they had to rematch, but would you back Jared Cannonier to beat Robert Whittaker, beat Izzy, beat Sean, beat Imavov, beat Killa Gorilla right now? I wouldn't. Would not bet my uncle to see Jared Cannonier beat any of them in the near future. So have him fight guys ranked lower. Have him fight the Roman Kopolovs, have him fight the Bone Nichols, have him fight the Brendan Allens of the world, and basically see whether they're worthy to move up with regards to the division. And it felt like it was a really good test for Gregory Rodrigues and a really good litmus test to see where Rodrigues is at. And basically, I would serve the exact same purpose for every single other fighter that wants to enter that upper echelon of the middleweight division. So, with regards to potential matchups, I don't think the top half would suffice. I think probably if Jared beats another up and coming middleweight prospect, then sure he can be warranted to fight someone ranked above him. So if he manages to beat either Bonek or Kopolov, we can even maybe say Petrosky, or we can even maybe say Brendan Allen. If he manages to beat one of them, then sure he can probably get a rematch against someone he has lost to previously within the division. Maybe Robert Whittaker, maybe Israel Adesanya. But it just feels like if I was the UFC, I would have Jared as a standard and see who lives up to the standard or who falls short. And yeah, I think a lot of interesting and incredible matches that might might lie ahead for us with regards to the middleweight division, with regards to Jared Cannonier. And 100% a fan. I could not wait to see Jared Cannonier fight inside of the middleweight division once again. I think probably what would make sense is having Cannonier versus Kopolov. That would make the most sense for me. But with regards to you, what do you think would make the most sense for Jared Cannonier next inside of the middleweight division? Should he fight people ranked higher, like the Kyle Baralios or the Nasruddin Imavos, Sean Strickland's, Izzy Adesanya's, or Robert Whittaker's, or should he fight people ranked below him and basically serve as the standard for the middleweight division? See who is worthy of being a part of that upper echelon of the middleweight division. Let me know in the comment section. I'll really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.